Hello and welcome. We looked at this phone about a month ago. This is a Sony Xperia Z2. Many of you won't have it yet. And this is the iPhone 5S flagship phone from Apple. And it's a space grey one. This is the Z2. That's how it looks at the back. Okay, as you can see, there's quite a big difference between the two of them, and there's a big difference in the battery life as well. The iPhone you'll get about a day out of. This one here you'll get a good 3 days out of. There's a size there without any case or screen protector of it or anything. You know, I only did my right hand. There we go. I can put this one on. Like so. Which one do you prefer? Well, I would go for the Sony. The iPhone has its uses. It's small enough to fit into a little pocket, and some of the video applications are good, but other than that, this is the one to get. Now, is it too late to do an unboxing video? Well, since I've had it a good couple of weeks now, it probably is, but we can pretend that I haven't opened the box. So this is the box. Let me just hold it because it's already been opened. That's the back of the box. I'm sure you've seen it before. Okay, with a Brazil World Cup logo. Take off the lid, like so. And this is how it was in its original state. The telephone had the protective film strip over it, like the screen protector as we'll call it, on the front and the back. Okay. So we'll just set that there. And then, I think there it's there, I've stuck it to the box. You would lift this up, and inside the box, which I've already opened again, is the headphones. Now these are the special noise cancelling headphones. You plug these into your ears and you really can't hear anything at all because they cut all the background noise out, and you get another 2 sets of those little rubber earbuds at the end, in case you've got big giant ears. These ones normally will do. They throw these ones in with it to adjust the size. Green and pink. And your 5-section connection plug. The microphone will be out shortly for it too. Now these are the MDR NC31 EM noise cancelling earphones, and of course they use it. I mean, it's not just a matter of plugging them into your iPhone as well, or any phone that may accept them. It's software driven how they work, so they go deep into your ears with the rubber, and the software on the actual Sony Z2 helps as well to cancel out the noise. So that's what they look like. You get one of these, a USB extender, but it's not very big. Your mains charger, UK one, with your USB out, it's there, and you just pull the earth up. It's hard to do this with one hand. There you go, like that. Plug it into the wall. And that charges it up. It's rated at 1500 milliamp, 5 volts. Sony. And when you're finished, push it down. So that's about all you really get, and your manual, your guarantee, and etc. Now, looking at the default weather applications, Apple's always had a fairly decent one. We just put this off here, tap the App Store, weather, and you can check all the different locations throughout the world, and see what the time is, see what the temperature is. There's where I am there, up there, and we can get it up like so. On the Sony, we're using the Android KitKat, so we've got the widget on the screen here, just for quickness. Just give it a tap, and there we have a look at today's weather. And of course, if you tap there, you'll get your 15-day forecast, but that's good enough for anyone. And you do have your world clocks as well. Just give it a tap again if you want to open it in the browser. What I was going to do was actually just tap it once. Did I hit it there? To open it, and then tap it again to close it. You get your Walkman for playing your music, which is good. You've got your album for playing videos. And photos. You got movies. And we have Spider-Man. And we have a demo video here. Which I'll put this one on, as we don't want any copyright messages, which we probably would get if I put Spider-Man on. So you do understand that. I can't play any music, and I can't play any movies, because YouTube does flag them as known for copyright. But we can play these sort of videos and get away with it. Marvellous screen on this. Okay, in this test we'll do Geekbench. Now don't pay any attention to the screen, because the screen is set to automatic adjust for the brightness, and each phone with the proximity sensor and what have you not will adjust, you know, differently. This is the iPhone 5S then, and we'll run benchmark. And while that's running, there's the details of the Sony, and we'll run benchmarks on this too. So I started the Sony much later than the iPhone 5S. But the Sony's obviously going to win anyway. There's no chance of the iPhone catching up with the Sony X2. So there's the results for the 5S. 1415 on the single core, 2567 on the multi-core. I started this a bit later on. And there we have the results. Geekbench 3, 920 for the single core score, and 2656 for the multi-core score. Okay, so now let's try the iPhone 5S playing a game, The Deep, which is a great game. This is Pinball.
Welcome to The Deep, big underwater adventure. You're standing inside the most perfect submarine. Start your engine.
Okay.
You have got the mission. Please follow the checkpoints.
Now I'm only playing pinball with one finger here, so I don't expect to win.
Stage 1 is completed.
Let's rock.
3, 2, 1, fire. Energy level is low. Your ship is lost. Start your engine. You have got the mission. Please follow the checkpoints.
Okay, so as you can see it works okay.
Mission failed. Start your engine.
And we'll just get out of Geekbench. Put this off. And I've got Zen Pinball HD. And I've also got Sony Pinball Rocks. We'll try that. I remember the iPhone is a 4-inch. This is a 5.2 screen.
Game started. Get ready. You lost your ball.
Yeah, I'm only playing this with one finger. Adverts. Right, resume.
Come on. Brilliant. Ball lost.
Okay, so X out of that one, and we'll try Zen Pinball HD. Just a default board. Single player. You know, it's not the easiest thing in the world to hold a bloody Steadicam and play a game. Okay, so It's not very steady, I know. Right, so
Welcome to the Sorcerer's Lair.
this is going to be worse because the paddles are tiny on this one.
Don't be afraid.
Leaving so soon?
Take my hand.
Well, that sort of gives you an impression of the games.
So soon?
Impossible to play that with one finger. So again, let's have a look at the actual phones. The 5 does appear to have a bright screen. The 5S I should say. But you know, that can be tweaked up as well manually. That's just on the automatic settings, depending on the amount of daylight coming in, or darkness. Your earphones, your charger. I mean, it is a nice phone, no doubt about that. But the battery life on it, again, it's only about 1 day. If you're only going to use it as a telephone, then yes, you could probably get a good number of days out of it. But I mean, let's face it, people are going to spend money on these phones. They're going to check their email, they're going to play games, they're going to use the internet. Otherwise they wouldn't spend all that money on them. I mean, if you're just going to use a telephone to make phone calls, you'd be as well buying a 30 quid or a 20 quid cheap Chinese mobile. So realistically, looking at this, you're only going to get a day out of it. Average use. Okay? Now with this one, the SONY Xperia Z2, it's got a much bigger battery. I think it's 3200 milliamp. And this one, I can't remember, is it 1800? Not sure. You've got everything on it that this hasn't got. 4K video, waterproof, dustproof, Android KitKat. Now we can go into that. If we go into settings, scroll down, quick settings, down the bottom here. Power management, it's got the stamina settings as well to make it last even longer. Power management. Now my battery is at 24%. It's got an estimated 9 hours remaining. You can see that. It's at 24% just now. It's actually needing a charge shortly, but 9 hours or 15 hours in standby. You can switch these things on here, which extend the battery life. If I put stamina off, then of course that'll drop down to 2 hours and 8 hours in standby, but I'll usually just leave that on to get the most out of the battery, and it'll close down applications and background things the phone doesn't really need to make it last a lot longer, which is great. And what I am looking for is probably staring me right in the face and I can't see it. Yeah, down the bottom here. Okay, so there's the Android. And of course it's the model number Z2, which is the D6503, Android 442, KitKat. And you tap this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Usually anyway. There we go. And that tells you there. Just in case you didn't know that trick, you can do that with your Android. And you get a nice little KitKat logo there. Only it's replaced with the Android logo or name. Which one would I buy? Well, what do you think? I've already got the two of them anyway, but this is the best one, without a doubt. There's no argument. There's no point even arguing. This is a superior telephone. And now for the final test. Okay, Sony Xperia Z2, Android KitKat. There we go. Let's start the recorder. Recording in 4K. Yep. And put it in the water. There you go. Hello, can you see me? Right. And it's recording this. Back in. Get that out so we get an overflow. Okay, must have knocked it off there. There we go. Not working very well with one hand here, but you can see pinball rocks. Okay. And at the top the earphone jack is still open, but it's all waterproof. You don't have to worry about that. Obviously the SD card and the SIM card slots are waterproof to the sides, and the speakers, and at the bottom the mics, two mics, camera, the earphone jack at the top remains open. I think a lot of people were concerned about that, but the actual earphone jack is waterproof, so nothing will get in. Now, it's not a swimming pool here, but it's still water. And there you have it, the Sony Xperia Z2, the phone for 2040. And just in case there's anyone doubting that it still works, yes, perfectly. My finger may have slipped on the screen when it was wet, but that was just my wet fingers. Phone works fine. There you go. And see if we can find that video album and the underwater test movies. There we are. This is when it was lying right on the bottom of the basin, so you wouldn't get a picture anyway. Imagine the fun you could have taking that to the swimming pool, eh? There you go. The Z2.